Hey, Empress Vibrant here. Hope everybody is bliss. I hope everybody has enjoyed the new moon energy in Taurus. That stability, finances, ambitions, and goals. The set-in, the new beginning, the intention settings. Hope everybody has enjoyed that. So, my lovely Virgos, this is your reading. I'm going to be pulling from the sacred geometry to get the overall energy of what's going on with you. Energy for Virgo. Oh yeah, so it's number 36, which is sensuality, a like. The frequency of sensuality reminds us that as a spirit in human bodies, we are sensual beings experiencing joy and pleasure from the physical world through our senses. Oh yes, I'm gonna read it again. Sensuality. The frequency of sensuality reminds us that as spirits in human bodies, we are sensual beings, experiencing the joy and pleasure from the physical world through our senses. That energy feels warm, rather tasty and delicious as well. So, what is to be the intentions to free up oneself a little bit more, to experience pleasure in the now, opening oneself up to intimacy through our senses, becoming more loose with our movements, feeling more seductive, behaving more seductive. Ooh, I like that energy. Because within this physical world, we do get all of our pleasures and our sensations through this physical world, isn't it? Joy and pleasure we get from sensuality. Sometimes just a nice cooked meal, and the mood is that complete pleasure, ecstasy. Just as sweet as a touch, hug, caress. All right, baby. Let's see what I bring to you. So I'm going to pull from the moon energy deck. We get the energy of sensuality. For Virgo, what else is going on? Okay. Yes. So as I was saying, the energy of wanting to open up oneself, become a little bit more sensual, more open, more free, more expressive. We have what do you need to release, waning moon. So for me, what I'm hearing is what needs to release is the limitations, the taboo, the shame, release the feeling that maybe you shouldn't be feeling the way you're feeling. Remember, it might be lustful. And you're just like, oh, maybe I just need to just focus on my work and be in what I need to do, focus on, getting the bag. But there is an energy of sensuality. So what do you need to release? Any limitations and restrictions on expressing yourself. Release any of the negative things that have happened, bad experiences that sort of allowed, that has made you have a block towards opening yourself up to somebody. Release the old thought patterns that women shouldn't be initiators, or that we must wait for somebody to come for us, or even releasing the energy that maybe we're not worthy of that type of affection and care right now. Release all of that. Release the taboo, release the unspoken nervousness and bias, and just really release yourself from that type of situation. You know, we've got to release ourselves from that type of thought pattern where we are limiting ourselves, because now we are here to experience pleasure in the now, experiencing joy and pleasure through our sensuality. Okay. So we also have step out of your comfort zone. Exactly. Step out of your comfort zone. If you are not usually the initiator, become the initiator. If you are somebody who's quite timid, then maybe you get a bit more bold in your approach. Maybe if you're a very person who's very bold and is the huge initiator, maybe it's time for you to release that need to dominate the situation and to be the true receiver of sensuality. Allow someone to take the time to rub those oils upon your body, to feed you, to bathe you, to stimulate your mind with that conversation, that intimacy, that connection. Step out of your comfort zone, do something different. Allow yourself to be open to new experiences within this time. I'm liking this new moon energy. I'm loving it because it seems like there's a lot of shackles being broken right now, old thought patterns being dashed to one side, and you're allowing yourself, at least you are confronting the fact that you have been holding yourself to ransom, and that you recognize that there are so many things to be released so that you can enjoy and to embrace the pleasures that life has by stepping out of your comfort zone, doing things outside of your box and what's in your usual remit. You've also got prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So this is the energy for right now, making that money, putting new revenue streams within your business, adding a new service adding a new product or service to your business, bringing out more content, being more creative, collaborating. Prosperity definitely lies ahead. There is coin to be made, stability to be had. Yes, that energy of stability and investing. Very, very lovely energy here. I see you. Some money I make. Shackles be broken. We're working on releasing some old patterns, some old beliefs, so that we can embrace the joy and the pleasures of life. Get it, Virgo. I'm liking it. Don't close yourself off just because it's been some time or the last relationship didn't pan out the way you would have liked. It's about experiencing. It's about allowing yourself to be open, come out of the comfort zone, and maybe start dating that person you've been seeing, or you know that you have a connection with, or start having conversations that are a little bit more intimate in nature, so that somebody can get to know you deeper and you can get to know somebody else deeper. So sensuality is about intimacy as well. It doesn't have to be sexual. You know, it can be extremely tender and loving as well. Let's find out what this is all about. Some clarification for this energy. Virgo, please. Yeah, see? 5 or this is Hierophant, number 5. So we're dealing with change. moving away from the conflict, moving away from releasing these old thought patterns that, you know, it has to be traditional settings where it has to be marriage, or a real long-term courtship before you can enjoy each other, or you can enjoy the the pleasure and the intimacy and the getting to knowing, and getting to know somebody, and the, yeah, the building of connections. Because with the Hierophant, we're talking about traditional and spiritual values. We're talking about, this even could talk about moving your relationship to the next level, marriage. You know, this could speak of, um, you know, this is like religious, this could be even to do with like religious traditions, you know, where you and your partner, or you are wanting to give your life to God, or baptisms or whatever. And even in the spiritual realms, where we're talking about initiating oneself into that divine masculine and that divine feminine, that balance. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of change in the perception. And there's also a bit of conflict that needs to be resolved with this. What do you need to release? And stepping out of your comfort zone. Definitely, definitely. So take your time, but allow yourself to be open to be creative and to be the receiver of all things new and vibrant and tasty and delicious and soft and warm, you know, and even rough. You know, there's a duality in that, you know. Yes, it's about flipping and changing the narrative here, chasing away this taboo of sensuality. How pretty this card is as well. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles signifies um, stability, the material world, making sure that your household is, um, you feel good within your household, the bills are paid, you know, you feel comfortable in the decor. But then the Knight is also the slowest moving knight in the deck. So this is one who observes and makes calculated risks and takes their time. So this is not a situation or a space that's going to be cultivated overnight. This is going to be a slow and steady and very intentional work that you're doing. For some of you, it's very, very deep in the sense that it's the shadow side of sensuality. What does that mean? For some of you, we're dealing with the fact that there is a gray area around what is acceptable. And some of you are dealing with trauma to do with sexuality and to do with intimacy. Um, so yeah, there is some shadow work going on around trauma and also around where you fit. So do not rush it. That's why we've got the pentacles here. So in the material world, where we are in the physical, when we can pick things up, use our money to, you know, buy us things or to accumulate certain things that's going to support us. That's always helpful, retail therapy and things of that nature. But also this speaks of things dropping into place as and when it needs to. So it's not a rush. It's not like the other ones where it's a rush to get it, like action now, action when I say get it now, get it now. It's all about all ducks in a row, taking your time, moving from one state of being to the next and being like, right, I've dealt with the fact that I can be quite closed off. Now I'm deciding to be open. And that could be one of the things that you put as your affirmation. I am open to receive, you know, a part of your intentions, you know, everything happens in divine timing. I know I don't need to rush everything that I have everything I need right now. All of those kind of things can support us moving towards this particular healing, and to us expressing who we are in its truest and most base form, which is sensual beings, spiritual beings here in this physical realm, and experiencing pleasure and pain, um, and being, having access to that and being okay with that as well. Um, yeah, I think there's a lot of energy around that. So there's a lot of shadow work going on. I also feel a bubbly excitement, but there is some shadow work going on in the background. So do take your time and be kind to yourself in this time, okay? Right, so let's definitely take your time. So let's move on to what is being activated. So we've got sensuality being an area that we are possibly working through, possibly experiencing some work, enjoying. Take it as it resonates. Being activated within Virgo in this time. It is being activated within Virgo. Thank you. Expression. You are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. Expression. You are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. So again, while we're talking about expressing ourselves, our thoughts, how we feel, and actually translating that into physical action. So this is where, instead of just thinking about the things we want to say to that person, we speak it, we make it into action, we take action on our feelings and our emotions in a safe and in a safe way, but in a way that's free enough to express who you are and express your desires, your wants, your needs, and for that to be reciprocated in a way where you can express yourself, you can give and receive of this love. Express yourself, all the thoughts, your emotions, speak freely, express yourself, whether that's just through dance, whether that's through spoken word, where this is putting on something very, very sexy in nature and you feel very good in your lingerie, or for the men, the nice sexy boxers, or them nice, them sexy brief that the man them wear, and feeling really good within yourself, your robe and thing, and you're strutting around and, expressing that side of you. And then we've got spontaneity for those who are just about getting it on and popping, switching things up, stepping out of the comfort zone, releasing the taboo of being spontaneous or seemingly too sensual or forward or whatever the case may be. But what spontaneity here? You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. That's right. Spontaneity, embracing new situations and letting away the constraints of the mind. What do you need to release? Taboos, old thought patterns, whether it's linked to religion, linked to modesty, linked to sexuality, all of those traditional values and things that we've learned along the way. Maybe those are the things that are being done away with, the constraints, and actually being able to express yourself and understand we're actually here to enjoy life. We're here to, experience pleasure and peace. We're supposed to, we're supposed to, the whole 9 yards we're supposed to experience. So when it comes to that sexuality, that sensuality energy, like I said, it doesn't always talk about sexual, but it's about feeling empowered, and it's about feeling confident, and it's about exuding that air of oneness within oneself, that divine masculine, that divine feminine, stepping out into how they've been created and being fully within nature, no holds barred, you know. And then let's get, in closing, let's get some words of encouragement and words of affirmation. Wow, here you go. Life is a journey, travel at your own pace. See, again, like I said, with that Pentacles energy, that knight, slow moving, takes its time. This might be a process. So life is a journey, travel at your own pace. Don't rush, especially if you see everybody else around you fully embracing their sexuality and, you know, their sensuality and being as you would like to be like them. Take your time. Life is a journey, travel at your own pace, but allow yourself to make small moves. Nonetheless, you're moving. So life is a life is a journey, travel at your own pace. Do not rush it, especially when we're dealing with the more healing part of it and the dark night of the soul and some of the healing and the healing of the trauma. Don't rush it. Just take your time. Breathe and keep calm. All will be well. You'll receive what it is that you need to receive, and you're able to feel comfortable in expressing oneself and being open to new situations using that sensuality energy. Have yourself a bliss rest of the day, rest of the month, and yeah, my lovely Virgos, we shall speak again soon. Take care, blessings.